Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Alright, so I'm gonna be doing another reading. It's gonna be the same card fell down as last time, so if you felt drawn from this card, maybe it's a continuation of that message. Um, it's funny because at the beginning when I started, I kind of wanted to choose only a few cards, like 7 cards, and every time out of these 7 cards, one card would fall down. It would be just a series like that. So we'll see if it's kind of what happens, because this is the card we had last time, and the message that was with it was kind of a ground shaking message a little bit for wherever you are in your life. So we're gonna keep going with that. We're gonna keep going with that message, I guess, because this is the card that fell down. So we're gonna go through with it. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm going to jump straight into it. We're going to start with the Four of Air and the Child, which would be accurate according to the earlier message that we got. In this card, especially the Four of Air, I feel like there's something that is troubling you, something that did shake your ground. It's kind of like, she has the wings, but she's sitting. I do feel like it's almost like on the ground, it's almost like she was on that moon and she fell down, and now she's wondering what happened, because some things have been going on around her, not I don't see it really in how can I say that? It's something that is that you're really wondering why it's happening around you or to you, and it's clarified by the Child. And when I'm looking at these two cards together, I'm almost feeling like maybe it's something that is bringing up some. Okay, I see it as two things. It's either something that is bringing up some occurrences in your life, events in your life that are bringing up past traumas, like when you were a child, and it's bringing back some things, especially with the moon in the back. I can see maybe it has something to do with the fact that, with the moon cycles and maybe the full moon or something. Something is happening that is troubling your that is bringing back some childhood traumas, or it's a situation where, and we'll see a little bit later, but it's a situation that requires you to not take everything at heart as much as you are. Okay, it might be a combination of both. I'm not sure. I'm gonna keep going and see, but it's one of the two. It's either something that is bringing up some past traumas that is just because of the actual, um, being clarified by the Child, and that's why it's kind of like, it's not necessarily something that has um, anything to do with you, but I think it's if it may, but maybe not. Maybe it's just something that is happening around you that is bringing up some stuff, stirring some things up, and you're just wondering, what's going on, and uh, um, you're definitely feeling it. You're feeling that like there is something off. Okay. And it's and you're trying to find solutions, problems, in the good way, um, to be able to get lifted up again, Then the I'm saying lifted up because of the card that's under it, but I'll get there in a little bit. Then the next two cards, it's funny. It's the Sun and the Luminous Warrior. I feel like this is a time where whatever is happening to you, you need to remember. You would have a tendency, when I'm looking at this card, it's the Sun card, but she doesn't really look. She looks a bit troubled. It's almost like she's just lowering her head a little bit in this reading. And it's like, when I'm with the clarified by the Luminous Warrior, I think you need to turn your head back up, your head forward. You're like this card. You're like, oh man, what the hell? I was doing fine, da da da, and then this BS is coming into my life, and it's not even. I'm not even. It's not even directly directed at me, but you don't have a choice but to deal with it because it's in your direct vicinity. Okay. And I think with the Sun being in this reading, the Sun clarified by the Luminous Warrior, I think you need to bring your head back straight. You need to deal with this you need to deal with this in a assertive, peaceful and assertive way, and bring the light into the situation. If you have any issues, might it be at work, family, or even, I'm gonna even say, because I know a few people have had issues with that, with like the law and stuff like that, issues with laws and stuff, the law and stuff. Bring your light into the issue. Start, if you, since you have your gifts, and you've ascended and everything, use what you've learned to get through the situation, and bring your head back up. Like, get back on track. You'll be fine. It's just a small issue. I know it may not be surfacing at the right time. It's Christmas time, and it kind of sucks when stuff shows up at this time. Obviously I'm talking for myself as well, but bring your head back straight up, and be a luminous warrior. You just find peace, light, bring peace, bring light, bring integrity into the situation. If something is unfair, make it fair. You know what I mean? If you have something to say it. Don't stand somewhere and not say anything. Oh, actually, the sun is clarified by the luminous warrior and the ancient ones. So we have another clarifier here. Yeah, you need to stay grounded and see, there is a emphasis on both solar plexuses. So you need to be assertive about the situation. You need to stand your ground for what you believe in whatever situation, even if it, if it means that you have to tell some people, before telling some people what you want to tell them, if it might be a little rough, make a disclaimer before, hey, or after, always, you see how on both of these cards, the ancient ones and the luminous warrior, their heart zone is kind of shaken a little bit. I think this is a little bit what is happening also to you. Like, you need to ground yourself, and not let this attack you too much. And actually, look at her bouquet of flowers. It's the same round aspect of a bouquet of flowers right in front of her solar plexus. You need to use your assertiveness in this situation. Okay. Might it be a situation with elders because of the ancient ones, or you're being protected by ancient ones? You, either way, you need, you really need to say what you have to say, and don't try just to be nice and not say stuff, because in afterwards you're going to be too much into a downward spiral. You know what I mean? Because people can interpret what you're saying in a different way. Just make sure that people understand what you mean in the good, in the business way, and then in the emotional way. That you don't want to create anything, but you need to say this because it's weighing heavy on your mind. Okay, it's something that is definitely weighing heavy on your mind. The next two cards are the Three of Air and the Circle. Again, another card that is showing us discontentment. At least that's the way I'm taking it in this card. It's a card of discontentment, but in this spread, technically you're turned toward the circle. I think you are, or you will be, not only using the gifts that you've earned, because this in the middle, there is this gift that has been given to you, that has made you a luminous warrior. You can see the same shimino on his solar plexus and his crown chakra. But at the same time, I think you are turning in. It's almost like if these handprints are from ancient ones, because the ancient one card would have been on this side. If these hands would be from like ancestors and stuff like that, I think you're turning inwards to be able to not find your gift, but use your gift, and almost going inwards a little bit like a hermit, to be able to make the best out of this situation, and to make the best out of what you have learned. You know, it's almost like this is a test before Christmas, you know, a test before the end of the year, a test before, you know, entering into a new phase. See if you have learned your lessons, you know. You know, you're gonna have to say some things, you're gonna have to make things clear, you're gonna have to also show that you love, you know. You have, at this point, you have to embody exactly what you have learned. And I think you're turning inwards, maybe by meditating also, asking guidance, you know, inside yourself, um, and you know, being able to make the best out of your gifts. Also, I don't know if you've seen, I keep having these things with the birds, but I don't know if you've seeing a lot of birds, but there's something that is just drawing me about these birds. So maybe, and the fact that they have crowns, you know, it's almost like the ones that have already evolved, that are supporting you, you know, either the collective, or again, you know, ancient ones that are around you supporting you, always there, you know. But yeah, I feel like you're looking inwards and you're trying to find guidance inside yourself, because this is a test that you have to go through, okay? It's not something too crazy, honestly, this test, but it's definitely something that is making you, keeping you in a state of worry, you know. I mean, when I'm looking at her face, it's definitely, you know, I see worry and discontentment, you know, like what the hell. So next, the next card that we have is the Hanged Man and the Vision Quest. And it's really funny because these two cards are the almost the exact opposite of each other when I'm just looking at them like that. Look, the Hanged Man is like head down in front of the moon, or I think it's the moon. It might be, in this case, you know what, in this case it might be the sun. It might have some, I'm gonna turn them around and look, but see how she's in front of the sun here. This is the sun card. It might be the sun in this card, actually, in these cards. I'm gonna keep looking and see. Um, okay, I feel like the Hangman is, right now, is the way you're feeling. You're feeling like, even though you know that, you know, it's you know, you know, a test, and at the same time a you know, some things to go through in this life, and it's just not gonna, you know, you've learned a lot, but you still have to learn more, you know, and you're just gonna keep doing that while you're here. You know, you feel helpless. You kind of feel helpless where you are. Okay, you kind of want to, it's not a fact of, it's not a giving up thing, it's more of a, you know, like, yeah, you know, just, even if it's a give up, it's a give up just for a day, you know. It's not like it's not like you're completely giving up. It's the way you're feeling, you know, and you're still caught up with this, you know, with this golden branches, you know. They're still holding you up, so you're not completely, you're not falling down, you're still held up, but it's a situation that is making you feel helpless. It's another card. It's just funny because there's so many cards that signify helplessness, you know, in this thing. And I think this is the advice card that you need to turn that stance around, you know. You need to turn that stance around, and you need to dance your dance, walk your walk, and be the luminous warrior that you're supposed to be, you know what I mean. you know, by taking your head back up from having it low like this. Just bring it back up and just shine your light, you know, be the luminous warrior that you are. and and just go through this experience, go through this test, with a light heart, you know what I mean? Just don't make too much of a big deal out of it, because you don't have to anymore. Okay, you're past that now. You're past having to make a big deal out of it. Okay, so you need to turn around, like you need to put that frown upside down, and then just go straight up, straight on with your with what is happening, okay, in your life. And everything is going to be okay. It really, it's when I'm looking at all this, these are such hopeful messages, you know what I mean? It's that it's going to be fine. This is the way you're supposed to be, you know, shining your light. And it's such an easy, I want to say it's not necessarily an easy way to be once you don't know anything about that, but once you know, this is all you have to do, you know. Bring your light in situations, you know. Observe how much you can change your reality just by alter your reality just by being positive in the things that you do every day, you know. Yeah, the four of water, the four of fire, and taming the wind. See, look at her playing her flute. I'm going to show you both cards. Look at her playing the flute. It's like this is what you have to do, you know. You just have to be childlike. See, so I'm going back to this card, and just bring some, you know, tame the wind, you know, with your flute, with your talents, with your gifts, with just the way you are. You know, you can't tame the winds that are coming your way. It's not impossible. This is also what you're here to do. These are just tests to see if you remember what you're supposed to be doing here. If even though you know you've ascended, you know, you it's almost, I'm getting ego check also, you know, put your ego in check. And if you sometimes you feel like you've ascended and you kind of feel like on top of the world and stuff like that, you know, it's kind of to bring you back down also and say, hey, you know, okay, you're feeling, you know, but don't rest on your laurels, you know. Are you gonna, if we throw this obstacle your way, are you gonna be able to deal with it, you know? The answer is yes, you will. You know, you will use your talents, play your flute, you know what I mean, of love and everything that you know you're here to do, to tame that wind. Okay, this is awesome. Yeah, because the next three cards, so we have the Queen of Fire, that is clarified by the Giveaway, and the Gatherer. And I'm taking that Gatherer card two ways. It just don't, like, when I looked at it, it told me I felt one thing, and now I'm holding it, I'm feeling another thing. The Gatherer, you see everything that she has. I think you have all the tools in your hands to be able to solve whatever issue is going to come your way. Okay? Because every I'm just this is just me, like I'm just getting this, but it's every problem that is going to come up in your life, that is going to come up in life from now on, is not going to be a purely 3D problem. It's not going to be a problem that is only going to be able to be solved with papers and signatures and cold hard facts, and you know, and blah blah blah. It's not that anymore. It's this is not in the card, it's just what I'm getting. It's not, it's now the problems that are going to be surfacing in your life are deeper than that. You have to dig deeper. You know, if you were a bit of an emotionless person, because you know you've never, I mean, I've always been like that, you know, you don't really show your emotions and stuff. Now when you solve a problem, you're going to have to tap into your emotions, you're going to have to tap into your higher self, you're going to have to, and whatever you want to say, you say it. The I want to say the good like the bad, you know what I mean? The good just like the bad, you know. Hey, I know this is happening, I know you're asking for this, da 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 da. You know, I kind of think it's fucked up because in this way, da 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 da, you know. I don't understand why this has to go this way. I really, if this situation is gonna make our dynamic fall through just for, because it's you know, you don't have to say because of ego or whatever, but it's going to be kind of like that. You're going to dig deep into the thing. If this occurrence is going to break the bond that we have because it's purely monetary or like financial or paperwork or da 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 da. If our dynamic is only defined by this, then maybe I just want to let you know that this is not going to be the case for me. But you have your free will, and you will make the decision that you want to keep me in your life or not, because this paperwork was not filled, or because I don't agree with this, or because da 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 da. You know what I mean? It's gonna have to hit on different levels. Okay, so this was just a brief a brief side thing that was coming into my mind. So so yeah, we have the Queen of Fire, the giveaway card, and the Gatherer. And so I feel like this is the thing. The giveaway card is the cycle of giving and receiving. You can see it in her hand. She's just grabbing that planet, that sun, and it's like she's grabbing it, but also like she's giving it. It's hard to tell if she's taking it, or if she's put it back up. You know what I mean? Or she's giving it to something higher. Maybe it has something to do with everything is gonna play out, as it should. If you do your part right, if you do your motion right, if you do your part, everything is gonna fall into place. You know what I mean? And also the Gatherer card, I'm also taking it as gathering people. That because of that's what you're here to do. You're coming up as the Queen of Fire in this spread. In the end, as the conclusion. And all the time in these cards, it happens often, but look again in her solo play. Maybe it's a situation that is gonna bring out even more love in your life, or either way, this is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be giving love, because there is a heart on top of that candle, and this is going to be you at the end of this test. You will have understood more about everything that is happening around you. You're going to be giving, and then you're going to be going through the you will explain to other people as well the thing with the cycle of giving and receiving. You're going to gather people instead of dividing, or allowing division. This is what you will be bringing to the table. You will learn how to bring to the table, and you will have mastered bringing to the table. All right. This is pretty awesome, because when, obviously, it's kind of it's interesting how it pertains also to my life. I'm sure it can help other people too. But I really have this thing, where it's there is this moment that happened, this tower moment that we had in the previous spread for this card, and this is the way it's put you in. And it's put you in this space, and it's brought up some stuff that were deep, and especially with the full moon, it might have been caused by the full moon, but it's something that has stirred something inside you that is making you just, again, you're sitting on your, pedestal, but you don't even want to look at it, because you're just all this stuff is happening around you, and it's preventing you from shining the whole way, But you will shine your light. You will put your head up, your shoulders, you know what I mean? You will shoulders back, have your stance, have your integrity, deal with ancient ones if you have to deal with ancient ones. Maybe it's older people from your family, or it's older people around you, or with the help of ancient ones. It could go both ways. Because these cards, since it's a shamanic deck, I always take these cards as advice, help, guidance, like always to do with a lot of the times with the people that have departed, or something that is deep. But it's, it could also represent the fact that it's issues with ancient ones. You never know. Also because in this card, I see this card a little bit like on the reddish side, and so it shows it in this spread. It kind of shows me a little bit of thing that is happening with this one. So that's why I'm thinking it might be ancient ones. It stirred up something for sure, you know. They're always there, you know, even though you're at least you're turning inwards, you know you have to turn towards your gift, you know, this is what you have to do. That have the gift that was secured, you know. And with the help of, again, you know, if you're seeing a lot of birds, as I lift up my eyes and look outside, I do have two birds. But if you see a lot of birds, you know, with the crowns, I really take them as ones that have succeeded, you know, either past ones or people that have succeeded in situations like this that can help you, you know, get out of this situation, or get out of this mindset that you have to feel this way, or that before you could feel this way, but now that you have learned everything that you have learned, for you it's a lot easier to get back on track. It's a lot easier to get back up, you know. And dance your dance, you know, shine your light. Play your flute, tame the wind, you know. Take the peace way, you know, the beauty way card is not here, but take the beauty way almost, you know. Just, it's fine. It's just a test and you're going to succeed in it, you know. It's going to be fine, you know, because you're going to bring in your queen of fire that's inside for this test. You will be needing your inside queen of fire. Bring her out, you know. She'll be bringing passion and love into the situation, whatever situation it is, because she's all about gathering. She has all the tools in hands, but also she's about gathering, not division, you know, because she has no problem giving and receiving, and she understands the cycle. And this will be the end of your test. It's not going to be that bad. It's just you need to get you need to stay focused just a bit. Okay. Alrighty, guys. I hope this helped. I'm gonna end it here. Okay. All right. Love you guys. Thank you. Bye bye.